How we doing, YouTube and my fellow traders? It's Ben on a Guy. It's February 26, 2025, Wednesday, and this is the day 8 recap of me going over the trades I took today in my 100K funded accounts. Price action in the market today was good again to my standards. You know, if you're a long or short bias trader, you have opportunity to make money on both sides. And when the market gives us that opportunity, we need to take it. And that's what I did today. So let me go ahead and switch over the screen here and show you the trades I took for today. All right. Yeah, as you can see, this is the trading day. So right now it's actually currently almost 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm on the West Coast. Market opens up again for tomorrow's trading day in about 30 minutes here. So I figured I'd hurry up and bust this YouTube video out. But yeah, so I took technically I took three trades today, two winners, one loser, and the first trade not too amazing. Second trade was I'll go over the story, pretty scary, and the third trade was just icing on the cake. So as you can see, my P&L down at the bottom there. That's what we ended it with on both accounts. So I copy traded two accounts today. We are plus $1,875 in both accounts. Day 8. I mean, I'm very just happy this green streak is still alive here. 8 days green, and hopefully, you know, I can continue to see the market the way that I am, and I can show you guys more green trades in the following videos to come. So, anyways, let me go over the trades I took. This was the price action for the U.S. session. Um, as you all know, in every video, I try to take trades when the market opens for the next day in the afternoon. Market is open. Futures markets are open 23 hours a day, and I do trade the ES futures. So this is the two trades I took yesterday afternoon. First trade was actually going to be a loser, so it was right here. As you know, the day prior, actually the last week or so, we've had just a downtrend. The market's been selling off. There were some opportunities later on in the day to go up for a long, but as it was opening yesterday, because we had a kind of a retracement and just kind of choppy action, I wasn't really I had no idea what to expect, honestly. I didn't really have a bias either way. So going into yesterday's open in the afternoon, I kind of was just waiting to see what the price action was doing. So as we closed yesterday, we kind of ended on a higher note. When we opened, let's see if you can get that green candle. We actually had a spike green candle. So right away, my mind is thinking, okay, because we ended the day, the prior trading day on an uptrend, we might get that uptrend again in the following day. Just common sense, right? Just a natural thing to think, because again, we've been on a downtrend for the last week or so, so there has to be an uptrend somewhere in there, right? But anyways, that's what I was looking for. My first trade, I took a long after we kind of consolidated. I was looking to see if it was going to hold this EMA area there, so I did get long. I waited for the pullback. Kind of chopped around. I actually was profit. Again, I took four contracts like I usually do. I was actually profit. I was up a couple points. I was up about $500 or so. But we've been building this account up so much. I have a little bit of room to let trades run now. So that's kind of what I was doing, just given the action, the trend action we've been having lately. I kind of was looking to hold it. So that's what I did. The only thing is that it did kind of sell off, right? We didn't really have too much of an uptrend before it sell off. And always you want to have a stop there. So I did have a stop. So my first trade was actually minus 300. Not bad of a loss considering the amount of green days we've had and the amounts that we've had. So 300 is, it's you never want to take a loss, but losses are a part of the game, and you just have to accept it. And 300 compared to what the prior green days have been, I mean, it's not bad, right? Not bad. So again, okay, thinking it's not really breaking this support area that we've had, or that it was holding the last few hours. That's where it literally stopped me out almost to the tick, right? And the next candle actually rose up again. So my mind is still, it's still thinking long, right? A long bias. This time though, because what time it was almost 4:30 in the afternoon. The Asian markets opened up around that time, 30 to an hour after this trade here. I was looking for a long. So what I did was, I was like, I gotta take care of some things. Let me just go ahead and put my trade in. I had some take profits up in this area here, the 90, the 92 area, and then I actually had a stop that I put in down in this area here. So I was risking about 3 points or so to make 6, 7, 8 points, and I kind of just kind of walked away and looked and went and did other things, didn't look at the screen. So funny thing about that is around that time I actually fell asleep. I know it was in the afternoon, but I actually fell asleep randomly. And when I came back, I woke up. I woke up about an hour and a half after. When I came back, I actually saw that my trades didn't go according to plan. And the reason being here is I did get long here. I set my stop down again. I had a 3 point kind of risk area. This was my stop here, but as you can see, it actually added a position. So what I did was, and this happens periodically just with any trader in general, I actually thought I put a stop in, but it was actually an add order. And because I was away from the screen, it went down to my supposed stop area that I supposedly put in place. It went down and actually added 4 more contracts. I was in 8 contracts, 8 minis total going into that trade. And because I came back up in this area here, it actually dipped down the trade. I didn't see it because I wasn't at the screen. My trade was actually minus almost 2 grand. Just kind of going back and doing the math there. Thankfully, knock on wood, thankfully it didn't go any much lower than that. Because again, I didn't have any other stops in place because I thought that was my stop, but it was actually an ad. Knock on wood, thank God it didn't go any lower. And when I came back up in here, it actually recovered and started to kind of hold this VWAP area. And I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you, right? Thank you. That was a stupid error on my part. And again, it happens. It doesn't happen very often to me, but I mean, we're human, right? We make some mistakes. And it just kind of grinded higher, thankfully. So I don't like being in that many positions, especially because I'm still trying to grow this account. So I got out of that trade after we broke VWAP and kind of went to that uptrend there. And because I had 8 contracts, I actually made around 1,600, a little bit under 1,600 just on that trade because I had 8 contracts. And again, it actually, if I were to just kind of leave it, it actually went up and hit my stop. That could have been like a 3 grand trade had I stayed in. But again, I don't like to hold. I don't really like to trade big contracts like that, especially minis, just because it's out of my comfort zone as of now, right? So my wheelhouse is a little bit, trading 2, 4, sometimes 6 contracts, but 8 and above is a little bit not out of my comfort zone. I'm not quite there yet to take those type of trades. But yeah, my first trade actually was a plus overall for the day after the 2 trades. My first total going into the morning was a little bit plus $1,200 on that. So okay, yeah, that kind of mentally wiped me out. So once again, because I have that kind of cushion going into the morning session, again, I'm going to be very selective of the setups I take and the trades that I take. If I do take any more during the morning session here, because I have that green and I don't want to give it back. Again, I'm growing this account. So at open here, it kind of started range trading in the early morning. Once it opened though, as you can see, it started like a downtrend. It started to sell off a little bit, so I was kind of just watching, drew this trend line here, and then we all of a sudden had a pop after 5 minutes, right? And this is exactly why I don't really like to put trades in the first 5 or 10 minutes, even the first 15 minutes sometimes, because you never really know what direction the price action is going to go, right? We had this downtrend, slow downtrend here, but it just randomly popped up. Seller stepped in and popped it up. We were creating that wedge form pattern for it to pop up, and that's what it did. Rose through the VWAP area just suddenly. And we have this strong, solid green bar indicating a strong buying action here. So I'm like, okay, my bias was a long setup in the afternoon yesterday. Going into today, my bias is kind of still long just because we've been selling off so much lately. So still looking for longs. But again, I'm being selective because I already have the green. So I kind of watch these candles. If I were to have taken a trade, right, a good entry would have been the opening candle, very next candle there to make a new high from the previous candle. A good entry long would have been this area only because it held VWAP and it's holding this kind of EMA area there. Would have been a good entry if I were being aggressive, but because I'm being selective, I didn't take that trade. And as you know, the next couple candles, we kind of had the indecision, right? We sold off a little bit, but bounced back up. Next candle after that, this is kind of considered like a indecision candle. Price went up, price went down, and kind of price didn't really go anywhere when it closed, so it kind of stayed the same. Third candle after that, though, the price did dip, and I was like, you know what? Doesn't really look like it's going to be a long setup here, but that's why you want to wait until candles close to kind of confirm your action, because again it held that area again. So when setups present itself, even though I'm being selective, I mean that this is a long to me. When you have 3 wicks here pushing the price up, to me that's going to be a good indication that the probability of it going higher is there's a good chance. We have no resistance up in this area here, right? So again, okay, let me take that trade. What the hell? I'm up over $1,200. I mean, I got a little bit of wiggle room. I can have a type stop. This already showed me that there's some strong buying here. Let me go ahead and get long. That's what I did, and a pretty quick, 5-minute trade, up 625. Add that to the balance. So, yeah, overall, those 3 trades put me up over $1,800 for the day, and I shut it down after that. I went and made some breakfast burritos and just kind of watched the action. After that, it really didn't do too much here. We did have some news coming out of as far as the country is concerned with new home sales. It was a little bit lower than the projections, but I mean, it didn't really affect the market too much. Today we did have NVIDIA earnings, which is a big tech company. We did have that, so people were pretty much waiting. But we did have a speaker, right, an important speaker of the government speaking as well. So anytime there's a speaker, we kind of have to watch out for that. So that was happening around noontime on the East Coast, 9 a.m. on the West Coast there, and it kind of makes sense. If you look into the 850 into the 9 o'clock area, just chop. So people were waiting. Once that speaker started, just downhill, downhill, downhill. So if you were looking for a short area, or if you're a short biased, I mean, you had opportunity. Once it broke the VWAP area, you had opportunity to make money here all the way down. So for the next couple hours, just all the way down. But again, I already have my green. I'm holding that consistency rule that I talked about in my prior video about being within a percentage, right? Don't go for those home runs. Just build up these accounts, and that's kind of what I just did. I just kind of sat on my hands and kind of watched the action. I'm not looking to get back my profit, right? So yeah, went down, and then the last hour or two before market closed, just kind of bounced around. So that's the recap for day 8. Another green day, 8 days in a row green. We are currently sitting at 2 more days that need to be traded in order for me to get a payout process from these 2 accounts. So that's what I'm looking for. As you can see, I'm not sure if you can see the balance there, but I mean, we have a 100K account. We're already 8,500 profit in these 8 days traded. So I mean, I'm very happy, very thankful about that. Just need to trade 2 more days, and we can submit a processing for profit for this account here, for both accounts. So that's what I'm working towards, 2 more days. Thank you for watching these videos. As always, I'm beta on a guy, and I'm looking to build this channel. If you appreciate the recaps that I put out, feel free to subscribe. I do this every day that I take trades. It's more for myself to kind of go over, how I did for the day and kind of rethink what I did. And yeah, this is what I do. This is for now what the channel is going to be like. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, about the trading, about anything else, feel free to ask me. Put it in the comment box below. I'm still waiting for my first comment, and hopefully it comes soon. I'll be very happy when I get that first one. But yeah, if you like the content, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for all the love going forward, and I'll see you guys on the next video. This is the end of day 8 recap. All right, guys, appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good one.